Oh my goodness, I am so drained out with this nonsense, man. Every single week. Goodness gracious, bro. This episode of Raw was not bad, okay? But it wasn't good. And this is the Raw after WrestleMania. These need to be hitting on all cylinders. And this was just nonsense after nonsense after nonsense, man. I mean, come on at this point. We have all these storylines that are headed nowhere fast. So what? Braun Breakers with Seth Rollins. Why did CM Punk get turned on by Paul Heyman? Why did Paul Heyman turn on Punk and turn on Roman? Why did Paul Heyman side with Seth Rollins? Why is Paul Heyman even out there? Why is he even involved in all of this when it was established a couple weeks ago in the segment with Seth, right? That Seth literally told him, hey, you know what? You don't need to be involved in any of this at all. You need to, save your bacon and get out of here. That's what he told him. And that was the best option for Paul to do. Paul's supposed to be this smart character, but he's acting stupid. Roman Reigns is supposed to be someone who learns from his mistakes, a smart, a legendary wrestler in the storyline and out of the storyline. And you look at it, and Roman Reigns made the same mistake at Mania 40 that he made where he hit Seth and it cost him the belt because he was focused on other things. He did the same thing this year and got hit by a low blow and got curb stomped and lost the match because of it. They make Roman look like an idiot. You have a situation where Paul Heyman now looks stupid. Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman just doesn't look right. It doesn't fit, and you know it. Look at this. This is a disaster. We're supposed to be told that Seth Rollins is the future of the industry. He's the next future star. He's 40 years old. What kind of future star that's 40 years old, man? Come on. This is ridiculous at this point. Like, this is so unbelievable. Braun Breaker is obviously going to turn against Seth Rollins at some point after, being fed up or getting abused or whatever the heck happens. And eventually Braun Breaker will turn on Seth Rollins and then he'll become the official Paul Heyman guy, the only Paul Heyman guy. And Rollins will get turned on and he'll go back to feuding with Braun and then move on to something else. And that's it. We can see this from a mile away. Braun Breaker is going to be the next Paul Heyman guy, and he's going to be the new dude they push to be the next generation Cena or Roman or, Stone Cold or Rock-esque big-time figure. And it's not going to work, I'm telling you right now. Braun Breaker's got amazing talents, he's got a good future, but if you think that this dude is going to be anything on the level of Brock Lesnar when he was with Heyman, Roman Reigns, who literally elevated the industry, from the doldrums of the late 2010s with his run, and literally put a lot of elements of the company on the map again, and had one of the greatest runs in the history of the company, and elevated himself into the GOAT combo. I don't think he's in the GOAT combo because I like, Rock and Cena I think are better, probably Taker and maybe Stone Cold as well, but you get the point. It's not maybe Stone Cold, it is Stone Cold is better. But still, you get the point. Roman's in top 10 combos. You think Braun Breaker's going to elevate himself into top 10, top 5 combos? Come on, man. He ain't even better than CM Punk. Like, it's so ridiculous. Everything else was just, for every good thing you had on the show, you had something bad. It's just it drains the life out of you, man. This episode sucked the life out of me after watching a garbage Mania weekend and then following up with this Lifeless Raw episode that was just the example of mediocrity. It was just mid. Not bad, not good, just mid. I mean, come on, man. Anyways, we start off with John Cena starting the show. It would be great to be excited for this, but I mean, let's be honest here. I'm hyped for Cena having the 17th belt. It's better than starting off the show with, I respect you, I love you, I need you. You know what I'm saying? Wheatley, so good, I drink it neatly. I'm like, it's better than that, but still. John Cena's match last night with Cody was so bad on WrestleMania. It just was trash. But anyways, we get reintroduced. Cena comes out basically, right? He has the all-black entrance and all this stuff, so they're fully committing to this bit, which is just ridiculous at this point. The fact that Cena's in his last year and Triple H couldn't book ahead and just have Cena beat Gunther while Cena was a face, and that way you have Cena get the 17th World Championship, but also, be able to win the belt while being a face, so you can still maintain that, nostalgia act throughout the rest of the year and have him be the Cena we all know and love, but they had to change it, to make a makeshift shock factor move, and now here we are, so whatever. He comes out, and he has to be reintroduced as the GOAT, the world champion, the last real champion, you know what I'm saying? And as the legend, John Cena. And so the announcer does that. And then the crowd says, we are sorry, because Cena says, you guys don't even apologize for the abuse, which was kind of funny. And then Cena says, you guys mean nothing to me. But what does matter is the fact that I have 27 dates left in this year. And I just need to show up. I don't need to wrestle. I don't need to prove anything to you guys. I'm taking the title and I'm leaving forever. You know what I'm saying? So that's the situation with that. And then John Cena basically brings up the fact that, he doesn't need to wrestle, but I'm like, neither did Cody or Gunther or even Roman when he was part-timing it up. So it's like, well, what does it matter? Our last 3 world champions didn't wrestle at all, so I mean, why does this matter anymore? Anyways, we then get to the part where he basically says that, you know, the reason I took this title back is because, you know, speaking of that, we're gonna be talking about Miss Rhea Ripley. You know, I'm gonna take back my title and I never lost, yeah, all that stuff. We're gonna talk about that, but basically, you know, you have a situation where John Cena brings up the fact that the best you guys had to stop me was Cody Rhodes. You guys turned your back on him after he finished his story. You were cheering for him, and then on Friday you booed him, then you cheered him, and then on Sunday you booed him out of the building. That's the best you got. You guys are dorks, you know, jerks, all the stuff, all those names, whatever the heck, you know, and that's basically all that was. Pretty good point. I mean, the fans did turn on him, but to be fair, Cody Rhodes is always a mid-carder pretending to be a main eventer. Once a jobber, always a jobber. I've been saying that. And then he says, no one can beat me, and the real last champ is here, and then he gets Randy Orton pops into the frame, and then Randy Orton hits him with a big RKO, and this is obviously setting up the fact that Orton and Cena are going to run it back one last time for the WWE title at Backlash in Randy's hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, okay? So that's the situation with that. This is going to be a pretty good nostalgia pop when it happens. This is pretty cool, I guess you could say, but the in-ring match, nobody's actually excited for the in-ring. Let's be real here. All we're here for is the storyline and the build for it, and knowing that Cena is going to be on SmackDown this Friday gives me a little bit of optimism that this build might end up being good if he shows up, you know, this Friday and then shows up again maybe 1 or 2 more shows before Backlash. It could be nice, but we'll just have to see how it plays out. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's Orton and Cena, so this is a lot better. You have to admit, this is a lot better than, you know, Cody Rhodes and, like, Solo Sikoa or Cody and AJ Styles after last year. But, again, with the bad match in-ring quality, who even knows what's going to happen with this? It might not be better than that. And the fact that they had to make John Cena into this heel gimmick is just really stupid. They could have planned this out ahead and would have never had to deal with all this nonsense. But you could have had heel Orton versus face Cena one more time. But whatever, man. Then we get to the next deal. We had, what's it called? Absolute damage control for the Becky Hogan situation, where Becky Lynch clearly marched back in and stole, you know, Bayley's spot at WrestleMania. And because she stole Bayley's spot at WrestleMania, fans were all upset all over the internet and stuff like that, and calling her Becky Hogan and all that, you know, and she also pinned Liv Morgan for a championship that, you know, Liv Morgan earned, and, you know, the match was pointless anyways in the first place. But Becky just stomped back in after a year of being gone and won the belt and pinned Liv to do it. It was dumb. So in this match, Liv and Raquel win the titles back, and this match was much better than the WrestleMania match they had less than 24 hours ago. So it just goes to show you that the Mania matches we were getting were Raw matches. They were Raw matches, man. And we just got a rematch already from a Mania match. We got Dominic and Penta fighting each other again like they did yesterday at Mania. These are Raw matches that we were getting on a Mania card. And you wonder why it was bad and why fans are upset they spent over $10,000 to $15,000, $20,000 to watch night 2. If I blew $20,000 to watch that garbage they put on display the last 2 days, I don't even know what I would do. I would retire. I'd never turn on wrestling ever again, ever. Anyways, we get to the end of this match. Becky Lynch, after her and Lyra lose because Liv hits the oblivion on Lyra, and that's the end. Becky Lynch just turns heel just for the sake of turning heel. That's it. There's no reason behind it. There's nothing. You know, there's nothing here. The whole mentor storyline with her and Lyra was never fleshed out. It was never developed. So Becky Lynch just turns heel, and then she hits Lyra with the manhandle slam, and the crowd is chanting one more time, because these fans are bots and the booking sucks. You know, the faces now are booed and the heels are cheered. We just saw it with Cody, and we're seeing it with Cena now. And we also saw it in certain situations later on the night, which we'll talk about in a second, with Dominic Mysterio and with a couple others. But that doesn't matter. We're not even talking about that yet. The booking is so bad that faces get treated like heels and heels get treated like faces. And Triple H has done nothing to build and develop these characters. That's why you get these characters who get beat up, and they're getting booed while they're getting beat up, or they're getting cheered while they're getting beat up. That's the situation you have now, man. These fans, the booking is so horrible. It's horrible. You have Bianca getting booed for no reason. You have Lyra Valkyria getting booed, not getting booed, but getting cheered for the fact that she's getting beat up. The crowd is happy she's getting destroyed in the middle of the ring. The crowd is happy that Bianca is getting destroyed in the middle of the ring. The crowd is happy that Dominic Mysterio, a full-blown heel, is getting wins. This is stupid. The booking is trash, so the crowd doesn't know what to do, so they just judge off of, you know, some interviews they've seen or how they feel about the character, so they just cheer them. That's it. There's no real heels in wrestling anymore. You know what I'm saying? And once Roman Reigns turned face, that was that. You ain't got no more real heels, bro. You got nothing. Nothing like it. You know, like, it's as simple as that. Once him and Rock dipped out, that's done. That's done now. So, whatever, man. Becky Lynch is heel. Nobody cares. Then WWE brings up social media views on WrestleMania weekend and how they had 1 billion social media views. Again, Triple H said the internet isn't real, so why are we bringing up internet statistics? You understand what I'm saying? It's only when it fits their narrative that they bring up social media views. Oh, we got 1 billion views. But then when the fans are bashing it, it's, oh, shut the F up, guys. Shut the F up and just watch it as a fan. Don't watch it as a critic. Rah, rah, I'm the gamer. Feeder. This is so stupid, man. Anyways, let me get to the New Day segment. The New Day come out. They basically brag about how they won the championships. And Xavier Woods continues this thing where he's like, thank God for the New Day. It's pretty funny. And then Maxine Dupree comes out and cuts a promo basically talking about how Otis and Tozawa, beat the New Day the last time they fought. And, this sets up a little impromptu match between the two teams. And after this happens, we basically get a situation where the New Day is about to fight them. And then we get the return of Rusev. You're probably thinking, why are you not hyped for Rusev? Well, actually, you're probably not thinking that because you should realize Rusev is a jobber. He was in WWE. He was treated like a jobber. He never really had any talents beyond what he was booked. He was super over with the Rusev Day stuff. Don't get me wrong, but be real with yourself. Rusev is not a world championship level wrestler. He's not even an intercontinental title level wrestler anymore because he ain't better than Braun Breaker, who just had it. So that's that. Rusev will be relevant for a month or two since he's back, and maybe if he gets over again off Rusev Day, it might work, but it looks like he's a heel, so who even knows? But he beats up Tozawa and Otis, and that's pretty much that. Rusev will be faded into oblivion in the ocean of irrelevancy in about a month or two, so I really could care less about this. He went to AEW, he came over here as, he was Miro first, now he's Rusev. It's just like, dude, whatever. Anyways, then we get Iyo Sky comes out with her world championship, basically saying that, Bianca and Rhea weren't focused, and so, they were some of the best in this business, and I beat the best, so I'm the best. Really, it was as simple as that. That's all she said. Crowds chanting, you deserve it, as if she hasn't already been champ for 2 months straight at this point. Like, whatever. I'm done. I don't even have it in me to complain about this stuff. Dude, whatever. Who cares? The fans are just bots. It is what it is. Then we get Stephanie Vaquer coming out, and this was actually really awesome. My favorite part of the night by far was Stephanie Vaquer coming out. We need more of this. The Javon Evans, Oba family, and Trick Williams triple threat at NXT Stand and Deliver this weekend was the best wrestling match I saw all weekend, including main roster and including this. It was the best match of the weekend by far. It wasn't even remotely close. You understand? They need to bring more of this out. Bring in guys like Javon Evans or Trick Williams or someone, to come up here and have main roster matches just to see how they perform in the big stages on the main roster. That's what you need to do. Not rehash the same matches with Pete Dunne and Ludwig and Penta and Dominic and Finn every single week. It's done. It just gets to a point at this point. It's just like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I really cannot. We're reaching a point where it literally is becoming a genuine tediousness for me to actually show up and watch these episodes now, because nothing is good. You have two things to look forward to: whatever Cena's doing and whatever Roman is doing. Outside of that, and whatever Punk is doing as well. Outside of those three things, nothing else matters. This is stupid. Stephanie Vaquer versus Iyo Sky was a really solid match. I actually enjoyed it. There was good moves. There was good selling as well. And the match started to get better, I thought, the longer it dragged out. Until we had a stupid ending where we had a random heel turn from Julia from NXT. And Roxanne Perez comes out and has a brawl segment as well. And then Rhea Ripley's music hits. She comes out there, scares them away, has a stare down with Julia, and then holds the title with Iyo. And she's like, I'm coming back for that title. So again, she's going to take back a title that she never lost, yeah? What is this, man? This is all Rhea's character is. This is why I don't get why she's so over. It makes no sense. Other than the fact that there's a lot of goons on social media and on the internet and on Twitter and stuff that are just obsessed with her. Like, other than that, there's no reason for her to be over. She contributes nothing to any story. And on top of that, she's not a great in-ring performer when you compare her to people like Iyo Sky. Iyo Sky has good matches with literally everyone. And the only bad or mediocre matches he's had over the last year, I remember, have been with Rhea Ripley. Like, Rhea Ripley is a good wrestler in ring, but she ain't Iyo. She ain't Bianca. Like, come on. She ain't even Stephanie Vaquer. So it's just, this whole situation with Rhea has really sucked the life out of the women's division, but it is what it is, man. I don't even know what to say about this whole thing. A good match that deserved an actual finish gets ruined for nonsense to build an NXT stuff-related feud that no one cares about. No one cares about this, man. Julia has failed. She is a jobber. Stephanie Vaquer is clearly more over than her because people actually care about her gimmick and care about her wrestling. Julia just doesn't have it, and it's as simple as that. Let's move on. Now we have the yeet ceremony. This is literally as simple as it just sounded. Jey Uso comes out and yeets for 10 minutes and then talks on the mic and says these words word for word. I did it, Oos. I beat him, Oos. I did it, Oos. I did it. I beat him. I did it. I beat him. Yeet. Yeet. Then he yeets. Sami Zayn comes out. Sami Zayn then proceeds to say, I'm proud of you, you deserve it, I respect you, I love you, I need you, I appreciate you, I love you. And then he goes out there and basically said that to Jey Uso, and then they start yeeting. And then Jimmy Uso comes out, and they all start eating together and hugging. And that's it. That's it. No heel turns, no nothing. Thankfully, no heel turns, because it wouldn't have made any sense. I'm glad they didn't do that. And I'm just glad that this happened. I'm glad that they didn't do the heel turn, but this segment was a waste of time. It was a literal yeet ceremony for Jey Uso, who came out on the mic the moment after winning a world title, the biggest moment of his life, and all he had to say was, I did it, yeet. It's just so pitiful at this point, man. This is your world heavyweight champion. Just think about that for a second and just sleep on that. Then you have Gunther comes out and chokes Pat McAfee for literally no reason. Michael Cole apparently had some comments to say about Gunther. I don't remember what these comments are. I don't know what these comments are. And quite frankly, I don't care what these comments were. There is no reason why we have to see Gunther, who is just the world heavyweight champion, proceeding to now eventually have a feud, it looks like, with Pat McAfee. This is a disaster. Gunther's just upset now, so he's back at the bottom. Gunther was just world champion. Now he's at the bottom. He's a bottom feeder feuding with announcers. What is this? It's cool that he attacked announcers. It shows some rage, but this would have been good on the build to Mania, him attacking people and showing he's willing to rage against anyone. He's upset. That would have been good for the Mania build, not for this. I don't give a crap about this now. Why are you choking out Pat McAfee? Nobody cares about this, and you know that. Anyways, we get to Penta versus Dominic Mysterio, which is a pointless waste of time, and that's all I have to say about this match. Dominic Mysterio gets the W. JD McDonough returns. It's good to see him back and healthy after the injury scare that he had, a couple months ago with the situation where he hit the announce table or whatnot. But this is just a waste of time, man. We just saw Penta and Dominic yesterday at WrestleMania. Now we're seeing them again in a meaningless IC title defense. And the crowd is cheering Dominic for some reason because everyone is booked poorly. There's no real heels getting booed. There's no real faces getting cheered. Even with Seth Rollins in the main event segment, which we'll talk about in a second, he comes out and there's just mixed reactions. Crowd doesn't know whether to boo him or whether to cheer him. You have people going, whoa, people saying boo, people saying F you Heyman, people saying, yeah, go Seth, people saying you suck, people saying OTC, people saying CM Punk. The crowd's torn up and thrown across the place and has no idea what to decide on, what to cheer for, what to boo for, because the booking leaves you mysteriously, you have no idea what's happening. It's confusing, it's nonsensical, and it puts the audience in a weird spot where they have no idea what to cheer for. No idea at all. So, I don't understand any of this booking, but that was this match with Penta and Dom. They all stand there with their belts. I don't care. Nobody cares. The Judgment Day storyline is dead. Dominic needs to disband from them, and so does Finn Balor. We need to move on from this immediately. Okay, this needs to happen effective immediately. Now, we have to quickly go over this Karrion Kross and AJ Styles segment because, quite frankly, this is stupid. Karrion Kross cut some YouTube promo or some social media promo like yesterday night or something like that, or this morning, and he basically was losing his mind, telling people to go F themselves, telling people in the suits to go F themselves, look at everything he's done for this business and in this business, and he gets no reward for it. Dude, nobody cares. Nobody cares. For the last year and a half, Karrion Kross has been giving out bad content, mediocre story, not even mediocre, just bad stories. Hence why he hasn't even been on TV for like 80% of the last 6-7 months. Like, I've never seen a jobber more confident than Karrion Kross. You are a jobber. If you have been telling bad stories for the last year and a half and they have to build hype for you, so they let you go out and cut a shoot promo, you know what I'm saying, or a mixture of a shoot and a work, whatever you want to call it, with him on social media. You have this dude, being touted on social media how great he is, but he comes out to the general crowd and he gets a very mediocre, lackluster pop. They're manufacturing hype for Karrion Kross because they know that he's been booked poorly, and they know that his actual talents in ring and out of ring are not that great. They're not. And if they are that great, then prove it. Let's see a year-length consistency from Karrion Kross on the mic and in the ring, and then maybe I'll believe in this guy. How about that? Do that just like every other great world championship talent or even intercontinental championship level talent has had to do that at some point for the most part. That's what happens. You don't just show up and because you cut a good social media promo, now all of a sudden you get a world title. Push this guy to the moon. Push Karrion Kross. I don't give a crap. How about that? Him and Scarlett, both of them jobbing out, in catering. It's great. I hope that they keep their jobs, and I hope that they eventually do great things in WWE. But man, stop manufacturing a push and manufacturing the love for this dude that, again, when he was coming out repeatedly for the last, month for this AJ and Logan feud, and even before that, no one cared about this guy. He got zero reaction from the crowd. The crowd gave zero reaction to AOP and Karrion Kross and his wife. It's over. Stop manufacturing hype for jobbers. This is why the company is where it's at. You manufacture hype for bums, and they get the world titles, and they get IC belts, and they do nothing with it. Sami Zayn, he's the big underdog. He gets the IC belt, does nothing with it. Jey Uso's the big guy. He re-earned this. You deserve it. Wins the world title. Watch how bad this reign is. You know what I'm saying? Like Gunther. Yeah, Gunther's done amazing, man. He was Intercontinental Champion for 2 years. Yeah. Now look at his championship reign with the world title. It was awful. You understand? Cody Rhodes, yeah, you deserve it. Cody, finish the story. He got it. It sucked. Stop. You guys don't know what you're talking about, man. Leave the actual judges of legitimate talent, right? Legitimately should be based off of people who are cutting consistently good promos and wrestling consistently great matches. Those are the people who and also are telling stories, selling merch, and also are super over with the audience. Those are the type of people who should actually be getting pushed. Not someone who only has one of those 5 or 6 traits. Not someone who has 2 of those 5 or 6 traits, but has at least 5 out of the 6 or all 6. That's the person who needs to be getting pushed. Not these jobbers running up from catering with ketchup and fries in their hands. You know, put the fries in the bag, bro. You know, you got your ketchup and your fries in catering. Now you want to come on and cut a social media promo, and all of a sudden we're supposed to glaze it? You're headed to the main roster. You're amazing. You're awesome. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to earn it. It's like anything else in life. Nobody becomes great because of 1 or 2 good moments. I don't give a crap about that. Was LeBron become good after 2 games? Is that what we're doing now? LeBron has 2 good games, and all of a sudden he's in the GOAT combo? No, you build it over time. You build a legacy. You build a lineage of greatness and consistency and success. And that's why this ending segment was the exact model of the opposite of that. Because there is no consistency here. There is no storyline here. There is no good moment here. This is stupid. Seth Rollins comes out, and him and Heyman have nothing to offer to explain why the heel turn happened. Why Roman decided to, why Paul Heyman low-blowed Roman. Why he low-blowed Punk. Why he sided with Rollins. No explanation given at all. Barely any words spoken by either person. And the crowd's mixed around. Some people are chanting, whoa. Some people are chanting other stuff. It's nonsense. No one knows what to say about this because it's not good content. It's not. I don't give a crap about Seth Rollins under this current gimmick. Him and Paul Heyman does not work, and we all know this. I would be shocked if this storyline ended up being anything above a 7 out of 10. I'd be shocked, genuinely, because it's not going to happen. I don't give a crap that Seth Rollins curb stomps Roman and Punk here. Because no matter what, Roman and Punk are always going to be bigger and better stars than Seth Rollins is. It doesn't matter what he does anymore. It's over. We've seen this. I hate to say this because Seth's one of my favorites, but we have to be honest with ourselves, guys. You can't convince me in this new story, this new narrative, that Seth is a 40-year-old who's going to be the next biggest star of the industry. This time passed with the authority. We've already done this gimmick before, and he ended up still being a smaller and worse star than Roman Reigns. So it's not going to work. We've seen it already. We tried it. It didn't work. Time to move on to something else. Have Braun Breaker just be a Paul Heyman guy and spear all 3 of them and move on and he be the new Paul Heyman guy. That's what could have happened, but instead we get nonsense and just more nonsense and more nonsense. Nobody cares about this. Who cares? Roman Reigns comes out there just to get speared. CM Punk comes out there to get curb stomped and then get speared. This is stupid, man. There's no storyline here. There's no intrigue. There's no developments. I don't give a crap about this at all. How are you going to get out of this? What, a tag team match at Backlash? Wow, cinema. No, it's not cinema. I just watched Roman Reigns carry this company for the better part of a decade, and you mean to tell me that this guy is now getting speared by randoms? Braun Breaker is considered a random by the comparison of being with guys like CM Punk, Rollins, and Roman. Compared to them, he is a random. He is a nobody compared to them. A nobody. But I'm supposed to believe in this new regime with him, Heyman, and Rollins? For what? For what? This is bad content, and you know it. This is stupid. And if this continues, I don't know how much longer I can watch these. I don't know how much longer I can watch these shows. This is garbage content, man. Triple H has beat me into oblivion to the point where I can't do this, man. Like, this is stupid. How much worse can you get than this, man? You have a Raw after Mania, and it stinks. You have a Mania, and it stinks. You have a Chamber, and it's mid. You have a Rumble, and it sucks with the wrong winners. How much more are they going to fail us as fans? I do not understand it, and I don't get it, and there will be a video on this probably tomorrow about how the fans, it might be time to just move on from Triple H, and like it already is, obviously, but the fans as a whole, there's so many different things going on with the fan base, and yeah, I don't even know, man. They've alienated the audience so bad, and it's just sad to watch this. This Raw was nothing. You missed nothing in the main event segment. Roman comes out, fights back, he Superman punches Paul Heyman, and that's, I don't even know what even happened. I don't care anymore, man. I officially have reached the point where I'm genuinely drained. I don't care. And yeah, Roman Reigns got stomped. Punk got stopped. I don't even, like, what else is there to talk about? Paul Heyman no-sold a Superman punch. He got Superman punched and got up in like 10 seconds. What is there supposed to say about this, man? Whatever. We'll see how it all plays out, but right now I'm just drained. It's been a long Mania weekend. It's been a long, Raw after Mania, all this stuff. There's so much content, to say, just being filtered in. So it is what it is. But there you have it, man. Thank you guys so much for your support over the weekend. It's been absolutely incredible. You guys have been amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? Just, continuing to motivate to spread positivity, continue to support. And I really do appreciate it, man. From the bottom of my heart, I got to thank you guys for that. But yeah, this episode of Raw gets a solid 5 out of 10. And that's pretty much it. I have nothing else to say about it. I'm genuinely speechless and just drained of life from this garbage product. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out and one love. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow again. And then yeah, we'll see. Thank you guys for watching though. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out and one love.